In the mirrored training halls of a dance school, young children embark on a journey that is as challenging as it is transformative. They are constantly confronted with the demand to test and transcend their physical limits. These trials are not simply a matter of increased training intensity, they are profound confrontations with the self, encounters that reshape their understanding of what their bodies can do. For many of these children, stepping into professional dance training for the first time reveals a flood of difficulties: stiff muscles, weak cores, wobbly balance. It's not uncommon for them to struggle with movements that seem effortless when performed by experienced dancers. But instead of giving up, they must learn to stretch deeper, strengthen harder, and correct their postures over and over again. What the audience sees, a dancer's lightness, grace, and poise, is only the polished result of an exhausting process hidden from view. Every elegant leap or delicate pirouette is built upon countless hours of practice, fatigue, and correction. Behind every dancer who shines beneath the spotlight lies a history of persistence, sweat dripping onto wooden floors, tears quietly shed after repeated failures, moments of doubt where quitting seems easier than continuing. Even a seemingly simple backbend may take months, sometimes years, of gradual progress, training the body inch by inch to let go of resistance. At a very young age, dance students begin to engage in routines that test their pain threshold and mental resilience. They press their legs flat on the floor, hold deep stretches for minutes, or repeat difficult positions until muscle memory begins to take hold. The discomfort is not momentary, it's a constant companion. But in this discomfort, growth takes root. This is the crucible through which they earn the right to call themselves dancers. In the early stages, it's natural for children to feel overwhelmed. Movements that seem simple in demonstration feel impossible in execution. Their coordination is lacking, their bodies feel foreign, and failure comes often and fast. This leads to a unique kind of frustration, especially in children who are used to learning quickly in other areas of life. Some begin to question whether they are truly suited for dance. At this critical point, the teacher's role becomes far more than instructional, it becomes emotional and psychological. A good teacher knows when to push, when to encourage, when to correct gently, and when to inspire. They help students see failure not as the end, but as the beginning of learning. This process of failure and adaptation teaches students one of the most valuable lessons of all, that growth does not happen in comfort. If a movement doesn't work, they try again. If it still doesn't work, they approach it from a different angle, adjust the muscle engagement, modify their posture. Through countless cycles of trial and error, children begin to grasp the language of their own bodies. They start to sense how different muscles respond, how balance can be manipulated, how grace is born from control. Slowly, a quiet confidence begins to take shape, one that comes not from external praise, but from internal progress. Alongside the physical demands, dance training fosters emotional maturity. In the beginning, students fear pain, fear mistakes, fear reprimand. But with time and repetition, fear is gradually replaced by something stronger: courage. They learn to embrace discomfort, to silence self-doubt, and to accept criticism not as attack, but as a gift. They begin to regulate their emotions, becoming more composed, more focused, and more receptive. They learn patience, an invaluable trait in a world obsessed with instant results. In mastering movement, they also begin mastering themselves. And then, suddenly, it happens, during a seemingly ordinary class, a breakthrough. A move that has eluded them for weeks is finally executed with precision. The moment is quiet, yet powerful. It is not announced with fanfare, but felt deeply inside, a flash of triumph, a surge of pride. In that instant, they understand what it means to persist, to trust the process, to believe in themselves when results are slow. This is the hidden joy of dance, the moment when the impossible becomes possible, and the student becomes their own source of motivation. Yet dance school is not only about developing artistry or discipline, it also shapes character. The tightly packed schedules, warm-up in the early morning, technique drills late into the afternoon, choreography sessions lasting well past sunset, force students to become masters of time. They learn how to balance rest, nutrition, and mental focus. Even when they are exhausted, they know they must stretch, rehearse, and stay engaged. These are the early seeds of responsibility, accountability, and self-discipline, qualities that will serve them long after the final curtain call. Furthermore, dance is never performed alone. In ensemble pieces, every dancer must be in perfect harmony with the group. A single misstep can ruin the flow of an entire performance. This demands cooperation, mutual support, and an unwavering respect for collective effort. Dancers learn to watch out for each other, to correct one another without judgment, and to move as one. In these shared rehearsals, a unique bond forms, one built not just on friendship, but on shared goals, shared struggles, and shared victories. They begin to understand that in elevating others, they elevate themselves. Of course, the path never truly gets easier. As their skills increase, so do the expectations. From basic flexibility drills, students progress to demanding strength routines, intricate choreography, and simulated stage performances. Every level unlocked reveals a new challenge waiting to be conquered. The human body, it turns out, has no fixed limit, it grows with each effort made to surpass it. Dancers learn how to navigate exhaustion without giving up, how to manage setbacks without losing hope, how to stay calm in the chaos of pressure. And throughout this journey, the unwavering support of family plays a critical role. Behind every child who keeps pushing forward is a parent or guardian offering quiet encouragement, rearranging their own schedules, soothing their child's anxieties after a tough class. This journey molds not only the student, but the entire family. The dream of one child becomes a shared responsibility, a collective pursuit of something greater. As the years go on, students begin taking part in examinations, competitions, and performances. These are moments of truth, opportunities to measure growth, but also tests of mental resilience. The pressure can be overwhelming, rehearsals stretch for hours, the margin for error shrinks, and emotions run high. Students must learn to stay grounded. They must learn that nervousness is not the enemy, but a sign that they care. This ability to stay balanced under pressure becomes a core part of who they are, and prepares them for challenges far beyond the world of dance. Eventually, those who endure emerge transformed. Yes, they have developed strong, supple bodies, but more importantly, they have built resilient spirits. They carry with them not just muscle memory, but life memory, a deep inner knowing that they are capable of facing hardship and coming out stronger. In the classroom, in the rehearsal studio, and on the stage, they have shaped not just their physicality, but their identity.